Oh, to be spirit led in 2025, guided by vibes, convicted by comments, mentored by memes. They say God is their CEO, but he hasn't heard from them since their last nervous breakdown. They crave divine clarity, but only if it fits inside of a calendar invite. They talk about surrender until stillness shows up and ruins their productivity high. And somewhere between the YouTube prophet and their nervous system coach, they forgot that God doesn't compete for attention. Warning, 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 warning. This episode may detonate your current identity. Side effects include spiritual nausea, ego limb removal, sudden flashes of God-sized remembrance, and disconnection from noisy spirituality that's never been sealed. This ain't a sermon. This is a soul quake, a whisper with a body count, a stillness that doesn't soothe, but severs. Here's the really real. Most people miss God because they expect a production. They expect fireworks and fire tunnels and 4K miracles. But the whisper doesn't audition. It's not loud because it doesn't need to be. You see, God don't compete with chaos. He waits for stillness to get sacred. So you prayed for thunder and he said, I sent you silence. You begged for a breakthrough and he whispered back, be still. You see, God's whisper is not soft, it's surgical. And it'll collapse everything false the second it enters. So you thought you were praying for clarity. But what if the confusion was your addiction to noise? You see, you thought the war was external, but the battlefield was stillness, where God whispered. You already knew. You just didn't want to obey. The whisper doesn't invite you to feel better. It dares you to be reborn. You see, God's whisper isn't a sound, it's a system override. It's not what you hear. It's what starts breaking in silence. Your fake hustle, it starts glitching. Your relationships built on performance, crack. Your ambition laced with ego, boom. Your schedule built on avoidance, collapsed. You see, you didn't lose energy, you lost alignment. You did not miss a sign, you ignored the silence. You didn't need another prophetic word. You needed a sacred shutdown. So let me break this all the way down. No pump fakes, no hallelujah haze, just raw system logic. Whispers do not travel through chaos. They travel through quiet systems. Our human nervous system, your human nervous system, is designed to register low frequency truths louder than the loud ones, because the subconscious processes quiet as real threat. That is why trauma triggers are often subtle. That is why God doesn't need volume, he has voltage. And here's that real geeky scientific reality. The quietest sounds often produce the deepest shifts. In neuropsych, this is called limbic override. A whisper bypasses your logic and hits your soul. So when you hear a whisper that breaks your breath pattern, that stops your scroll, that makes your hands tremble, that's not anxiety. That is override. And once your override hits, you don't get to wait. You don't get to analyze the whisper like it's a podcast quote. There I go again. You move. And if you felt that, and if you're sealed, you already know what time it is. It's phone tap time. This is your whisper. This is your override. This is your line getting tapped. You got the call. Now move like it's recorded.
Your call is very important to us.
And on the Do You rules, we start with an audit. So what can you audit? Ask yourself, what environments do you flood with noise to avoid the whisper? For example, social media, overwhelm, even spiritual busyness. Then you want to remix that. Schedule 30 minutes of non-performative stillness this week. No journal, no playlist, no agenda. Just sit and listen. And you want to re-record. When the whisper comes, don't interpret it and don't flinch neither. Don't rationalize. Definitely don't share it. Just move. Your new prayer isn't, God, speak louder. It is, God, make me still enough to hear. Now you thought the fire would save you, but it is the whisper that burned everything false. You thought the thunder would prove it, but it was the silence that brought the clarity. You thought the wreck was the end, but it was the first time you finally met yourself. So handle with God or be handled by the system. Noise. Static dressed as strategy. Volume with no voltage. The loudest lie in your life. You either run the system or the system runs you. Change your mind. Change your life. I am who I say I am. Do you and stay rich.